Had some pretty big bags under my eyes today. Makes my nose look like a pack mule. A Mighty Fortress is Our God. It's the newest in our series of Metal Dude collection mugs. Pretty cool, isn't it? And it's from a hymn. If you don't know this hymn, it's an awesome hymn. I remember singing it growing up in church. Awesome. And here's our poster for the month. Lord, I want to ripple. We've been talking about rippling this month. I know, it's kind of weird, isn't it? But it's a term that was used for evangelism and revival, and we'll talk about that more. And then, of course, our coffee, Headbangers Brew, best coffee in the world right there. All of our proceeds for that and our t-shirts and mugs and everything right here. We are metalwearefamily.com. All the proceeds go to help our homeless friends. Let's jump in. Dear Pastor Bob, once we get to heaven, will we be aware of who is there with us, such as a parent, a friend, a child? Will we be sad knowing a loved one is not there forever celebrating the glory of God with us? As a parent, the thought of one of my children not joining me in heaven is unfathomable. I fully comprehend what actions I can take with my children on this side of heaven to ensure this doesn't happen, but this is a question I have wondered for some time and appreciate your insight and perspective. I wish I had more insight and perspective, to be honest with you. You know, there is a difference between an infinite mind and a finite mind. And if I were to tell you to close your eyes and to think of a color that you've never seen before, you couldn't do it, could you? Because you have nothing to relate it to. The only thing you know is what you've seen, the colors that you've seen. And that's why people, they have these new glasses now for people that are colorblind. And all of a sudden they put them on, and because of, I don't know exactly how it works, but they're able to see colors for the first time. And they're amazed because they haven't seen these colors before. They had no way of relating to it. Well, we don't understand eternity. And when we try to think of eternity going on and on and on and never an end, our mind short circuits and we kind of freak out a little bit because our minds aren't built that way. I know beginning and end. And Jesus says, I am the beginning and the end. And, well, there is no end. Just keeps going. So how do you do that? How do you come to terms with all that? Well, it's trust. And there are some things, folks, that you and I do not understand because we don't have infinite minds. But we have some truths in the Bible, some foundations, some things that God has told us that we can rely on. And here they are. Revelation chapter 21. And verses 4 through 7 is where we're going to go today. And he says, God will wipe away every tear from their eyes. Did you catch that? And death shall be no more. Neither shall there be anguish, sorrow, or mourning, nor grief, nor pain anymore. For the old conditions and the former order of things have passed away. So this is how it describes heaven to begin with. The first thing he does is wipe away our tears. And death is no more. It's the death of death. He says there won't be any more anguish, no more sorrow, no more mourning. So will you be sad when you get to heaven about all these things? No. He wipes all that away. How does he do it? I have no idea. I really don't. This is one of those trust scriptures, and I can't take my feelings now and project them into heaven because heaven is eternity and this is finite. The old conditions, the former order of things, he says, have passed away. And then verse 5, it gets kind of exciting. And he who is seated on the throne said, see, I make all things new. Also, he said, record this. For these sayings are faithful, they're accurate, they're incorruptible, they're trustworthy, they're true, they're genuine. And he further said to me, it is done. I am the Alpha, the Omega, the beginning and the end. To the thirsty, I myself will give water without price from the fountain springs, the water of life. And he who is victorious shall inherit all these things, and I will be God to them, and they will be my child. So this is great, isn't it? This is where we sit. This is where we live. This is our hope. This is eternity for us. Now, can I tell you how that's going to happen? No. I can just say that the emotions that I have, the sadness that I have, the tears that I have, the anguish that I have, the grief that I have, the sorrow, the mourning, the pain, all of those things are gone. And he says, I'm wiping away all of those things, all the tears from your eyes. Death is dead. Those things are gone. And he said, record this, because this is faithful, it's accurate, it's incorruptible, it's trustworthy, it's true, it's genuine. This is the fact. This is the foundation. So folks, that's our blessed hope. And when you say, Pastor Bob, can you describe how that works exactly? I can't. I don't have an infinite mind. Looking forward to that one day, but I don't have it now. But when that happens, I trust that God is going to wipe away every tear, that things are going to look a whole lot different, and that some things that were so sorrowful to me, so tearful, so frustrating, will be gone. Looking forward to that, aren't you? And we know that this side of heaven, we can begin to trust him for things that are on that side of heaven. Well, don't forget, folks, you are blessed. So go and be a blessing.